Monday, or happy different day if you're watching this later than Monday. We're going to get started and jump right in. So we're going to start today on our backs. So go ahead and come on down to the mat. When you get there, we're going to keep the knees up towards the sky. Arms are going to come wide at our sides. And we heel toe, the feet as wide as the yoga mat. Toes are pointing towards the front of your mat. And then we're gently going to bring the knees together. So resting knee to knee. And this is how we'll take our meditation pose today. So scoop the tailbone, bringing the low back really flush with the mat. We're setting our alignment up for success. Belly grows nice and heavy. Ribs soften. Our shoulder blades are snuggled together right underneath the heart space, encouraging this opening in the pectoral muscles, the chest, the heart center. Chin tucks slightly towards the chest to encourage length in the back of the neck. And we start to tap into our breath, inhaling in through the nose, down into the belly. Exhale, we feel the belly with the help of gravity. Go really heavy, belly button draws back to the spine. It's chilly and gloomy today. So we're going to take a nice, slow, gentle practice. I'm going to do something a little bit different today, which incorporates a bit of a different style of yoga called yin yoga, where we hold our poses for an extended amount of time to really get over that hump of tension and rigidity, really allowing the worked area to soften fully into the pose. So if you find yourself today getting bored with our extended holds, or experience some uncomfortable moments, whether physically, mentally, or emotionally, I would just encourage you to come back to the breath, and also to use every opportunity to close your eyes today, turning the gaze inward, noticing the sensations in the body, and also being an observer of your own thoughts. We're here for 3 more breath cycles. And after your last exhale, we'll gently heel toe the feet back together. And we don't stop until the soles, the heels, the toes kiss, and we let the knees open wide. If you need to adjust your pants to get the range of motion that you need, that's great. And we slip into our first extended hold, Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle. Bringing this passive stretch into the groin, the pelvis, the hips. You may reach a point where your legs and hips are starting to say, let's move now, or that's enough of that. That's the hump that we're trying to get over. So take a full inhale, a full exhale, maybe using a 3 breath count or a 3 count breath, excuse me. And encouraging that softening on the exhale. Maybe you start to notice that you've created more room for yourself in the hip, the groin, the pelvis, from when we started this posture. We're here for 3 more breaths, so make them count. Really deep inhales, full, extended, lung emptying exhales. After your last exhale, We'll gently bring the hands to the outsides of the thighs and guide the knees back together slowly. Soles kiss back to the mat. Left sole comes to the mat as we transfer the weight into the left foot. Right foot is coming up and over, crossing knee to knee like we're sitting in a desk. Hands come back out wide. We inhale, and on the exhale, we're dropping both knees over to the right side of the mat. If this is uncomfortable, having the legs crossed, you can always bring arch to arch, knee to knee, and drop the legs over that way. Otherwise, we use gravity as a passive force to exaggerate this stretch in the left IT band, the glute, and up into the low back. Both shoulders stay pinned down to the mat. So the upper body is squared off. The lower body is in a reclined twist, beginning right above the belly button. You may feel the legs start to move and shift as you create more space with your exhales. And it's okay to adjust when that happens. Bring your attention back to your breath, the sound of your breath, the feeling of the air coming in through the nostrils and extending back out of the body. Let's stay for 2 more inhales and 2 more exhales. Full breath cycle. And after your next exhale, we'll gently pull belly button back to spine, helping us to rise back through the midline. We unravel the right leg, dropping the sole to the mat, shifting our weight into the left foot, scooping the tailbone, bringing the low back flush with the mat. We lift the left leg up and over, knee to knee. And on the exhale, we drop both legs over to the left side of the mat. If you need a little bit more of a stretch, you can bring the outside of the left ankle to the outside of the right thigh, just above the knee. And then drop both legs over to the left. We're here for 2 more breath cycles. Full inhale, full exhale. And after your next exhale, gently belly button to spine, bring the legs back up and unravel. We're going to transition up to a seated position. So if you want to get there by coming onto the side in the fetal position and pressing your way up, that's fine. Otherwise, the rest of us will get there by bringing the soles of the feet shining to the ceiling. We kick the heels and gently take a roll up to a seated position. When you get there, we're crossing the legs. So right foot under left knee, left foot under right knee. Sukhasana. We sit up nice and tall. So this is our traditional meditation pose. We're going to use it as a transition today. So we sit up nice and tall, rooting down through the tailbone and the sits bones. You need to move the fleshy part of the butt to the side so that you can feel that connection a little easier. We sit up nice and tall. And on the exhale, we start to bring the belly forward, bending at the hips, looking out in front of the legs. And then we drop forearms down to the earth. If the forearms don't reach fully, you can stay elevated with elbow creases shining forward, palms on the earth. Or you can bring a blanket, folded blanket in front of you to rest the forearms. Feel free to interlace the fingers as we begin to drop the forehead down to the earth. If the forehead doesn't reach all the way, we're going to use our hands as our prop today. So making a fist in the left hand, fist in the right hand, stacking the hands and dropping the forehead onto the fists. So you can be here. You can be forearms and hands extended out. Or up on a folded blanket. So just like we do in child's pose, we're reaching down through the tail and extending the spine out through the crown. If this still feels a little foreign, keeping the sits bones rooted to the mat in a forward fold, you can always give a little pressure into the palm, the top of the palm in the hand, to extend the low body backwards, giving yourself a little more stability. And we send the breath down into the belly, feel the low back, the skin of the low back expanding with each inhale. And softening on the exhale. Feel free to walk the hands out further in front of you, or adjusting the arms as you begin to create more space. We're here for 2 more breath cycles. And after your next exhale, we'll gently walk both hands over towards the left, bringing the belly button towards the left thigh. And we again release the forehead down to the earth. We're here for 1 more breath cycle. And then we stay for the inhale. Exhale, we slowly walk our arms over to the other side, staying nice and low. And exhale, releasing the forehead towards the earth. Left hip will want to try to come up off the ground. So we bring an active awareness to the left hip, rooting back down towards the earth. Pressing slightly into the right palm to assist us. One more breath cycle. And exhale draws us back through center. And we slowly start to walk ourselves back up to an inverted position. Hands come to the knees. We sit up nice and tall, letting the blood settle back down into the body. Close the eyes if that feels good. We bring an awareness to the spine. Lifting out of the pelvis. The shoulders are right above the hips. Earlobes are in line with the shoulders. Shoulders draw down away from the ears, softening on the exhale. With the eyes closed, we're going to take some gentle neck rolls, beginning by bringing the right ear towards the right shoulder. Gaze is forward, and then we drop the nose towards the right thigh, rolling the face through center until we bring it to the other side. Move at your own pace, rocking from one side to the other. When we move nice and slow, we can start to bring an awareness and feeling to all of the muscles that are connected with that movement. Or you may feel that sensation in the neck, the side of the neck, the back of the neck, the erectors running along the spinal column, maybe down to the shoulder blades or behind the shoulders. The next time your left ear is over your left shoulder, we pause. Bringing an awareness back to the spine, sitting up nice and tall, drawing the shoulders down away from the ear space. This may be one of those positions that's uncomfortable. May be very tense and tight. So we work to send the breath there gently, letting gravity work for us. We don't need to do any pulling or pushing in this area. Here for one more breath cycle. Stay for the next inhale. Exhale. We roll the neck through center until the right ear is above the right shoulder. Let's do a check-in with the spine. Our sits bones are rooted down firmly to the ground. We're lifting up out of the pelvis. Shoulders are right above the hips. The line of the earlobes is right above the shoulders. Shoulder blades are pulling together and melting down the back body. We're here for one more breath cycle. And on your exhale, we roll the neck back through the midline. So lift the head. Left leg is staying where it's at. Right leg is coming into almost a right angle here. So the right sole is shining back behind us in space. Inner knee is pressed firmly down into the ground. Right hip is internally rotated. Left hip is externally rotated. So we're active in both toes. We inhale. On the exhale, we're bringing the right hand to left knee. And we bring the left hand behind us in space, exaggerating this internal rotation in the groin, the right hip, exaggerating the external rotation of the left hip. Big breaths down into the belly. Anytime we come into a twist like this, we're bringing a massage and movement to all the internal organs in the abdomen. So it's even more important here to take deep breaths down into the belly. We are working on a detox and cleansing of the internal organs. We're here for one more breath cycle. Then stay for the inhale. Exhale fuels your movement as we unravel back to center. Left leg again is staying where it's at. Maybe bringing the left heel a little closer to the midline, closer to the pelvis as the right leg extends out long in front of us. Right forearm comes down to the mat, or if that's uncomfortable, you can keep the arm elevated again, elbow crease shining forward. Belly button and chest are straight out through the midline, so right in line with the left heel. As we drop the right forearm down to the mat, we inhale, left arm comes up to the ceiling. And then we take the left fingers over towards the right toes. You may get nowhere near the right toes, or it may be enough for you to just keep the fingers up towards the ceiling. Either way, we're bringing an awareness to the shoulders. So we're drawing them away from the ears, lifting out of the shoulder joints. We're breathing down into the belly. Neck stays nice and long and neutral, so we're not collapsing the weight of the head, dropping the head down towards the knee. We're pressing down firmly through the right heel, pulling the femur, the thigh bone of the right leg back into the hip socket, encouraging this bend from the hip. We're here for one more breath cycle. Stay for the inhale. Exhale draws us up through center. And we take it to the other side. So this time, right heel is coming into the midline first. Then we bring the sole of the left foot to the mat as we drop the inner left knee to the earth. Finding our cheerleader pose. So we're pressing down firmly through the arch of the left foot and the knee of the left leg, internal rotation of the left hip, the groin, external rotation of the right hip. Right toes are pulled back towards the shins to keep the knee stable. Inhale and exhale, left hand comes to the right knee, right hand comes behind us in space as we find our twist. So we're aiming to bring the belly button towards the right thigh. You find yourself gripping or clenching in the left glute. See if you can release that on your next exhale and instead use the foundation of your left foot and left knee to find that stability and twist. We're here for one more breath cycle. Stay for the inhale. Exhale draws you back through center. Right foot stays where it's at as we extend the left leg out long. Find your hand placement, whatever works best for you today. It might be a little bit different on this side, and that's okay. We inhale, right arm up to the ceiling, staying here, if that's enough for you. Or we draw the right fingers over towards the left toes. We're active through the right foot, drawing the right knee down towards the mat. If you're extended over towards the left toes, we keep the right bicep right next to the right ear, wrapping the shoulder blade around the back body, encouraging this opening in the chest. You're here for 2 more breath cycles. Stay for your inhale. Let the exhale help you to rise back up to an inverted position. Both legs are coming out long. Toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Maybe you again adjust the glute muscles so you can feel the sits bones rooting down into the mat. And we sit up tall in Dandasana, staff pose. We're pressing down through the heels of both feet, the top of the thigh. We're bringing the torso up in line with the hips, encouraging this lift out of the pelvis, straightening the spine. Shoulders are pulled down away from the ears, shoulder blades pinch together and then melt down the back body. If it's a little too unstable or too much to have the hands on the tops of the thighs, you can always bring the hands right next to the hips, either fingers pointing forward or pointing towards the back of the mat to give you a little more stability. One more breath cycle. Stay for the inhale to grow the spine nice and tall. And exhale, we start to drape the belly towards the thighs. We're going to bend the knees today, so maybe bringing the heels a little bit closer. And we snuggle the belly right in between the thighs. Fronts of the shoulders come to the knees, and we drop the forehead and the crown towards the earth, bringing the ears right by the inside of the knee. Go ahead and release the spine, letting the head hang. We're still active in the toes, reaching up towards the ceiling or toes towards the calf, or to the shins. So we're still protecting the knees. Feel how the inhales expand the skin on the low back. The space between the shoulder blades. We're here for one more breath cycle. And after your exhale, we'll gently start to roll back up to our seated position. If you would like to take a Shavasana today and you have time for it, I would definitely encourage that. Because we held poses for longer than normal today and deepened our relaxation and moved a lot of things around internally, it's okay to feel a little bit nauseous. That is normal, so drink plenty of water, maybe some detox tea today, and get plenty of rest tonight. That should help actually deepen your rest. And I will see you all on Friday.